Welcome to American Dream Trading's The Aftermarket Live Chat and Watch Party. I'm Dawn, your host, aka J&J Video Reacts. And tonight we're going to be talking about boredom in trading and how boredom can cause you to overtrade and potentially blow up your account. See you in a few.
Welcome to the Aftermarket Dream. Welcome to the Aftermarket Dream. Welcome to the Aftermarket Party where we hang free.
Good afternoon. Welcome to American Dream Trading's The Aftermarket Live Chat and Watch Party. Tonight we are talking about boredom and how it relates to overtrading. A lot of times people will have such a need to get in a trade that they just throw good money after bad. They get into revenge trading if they lose money, and it just becomes a vicious cycle over and over and over again. So tonight we're going to go over a few pointers on how to pull yourself out of that vicious cycle and avoid doing that to yourself. But before we get into it, don't forget to do the usual. You know what we're trying to do, right? I'm trying to get Coach to 20,000 subscribers, right? Right now we are currently sitting at 17,313. We crossed that 300 threshold. Way to go, gang. 17,313, only 2787 to go, right? To get Coach to 20K subscribers. So I need everybody to do these three things. They're absolutely free. They don't cost you a dime. Smash the like button. Smash that like button. Go ahead. Get it done. Share the content out and subscribe if you haven't already done so, right? If you'd like to join American Dream Trading, all I need you to do is click the link that's pinned to the top of the live chat, or if you're watching the replay game, go ahead into the description of the video and you will see American Dream Trading's website link right there. All you have to do is click that right now. If you buy a year of VIP membership, you'll get a year of VIP Gold upgrade free. And that includes not only the live open mic training with Coach, who is Chad W. Christian, a 33-year stock market vet who literally has traded in every market condition imaginable. Coach, you're my thoughts and prayers, buddy. Love you. Love you, love you, love you. Yeah. Man, can anybody smell that? It's a brain fart. Yeah, so shout out to Coach. Coach has literally traded in every market condition imaginable. And the cool thing is he teaches us how to do the same thing. We make money whether the market goes up, down, or sideways, depending on our skill level. But the way that we do that is we don't focus on making money. Try that on, right? Try that hat and see how it fits. No, we focus on process. The process, if you master it and get consistent with it, brings the profit. So we are taught to focus on our process over here. What we're using as entry points, how we're determining those entry points. Charting, okay? We had 2 or 3 master classes in charting that have gone on over the past couple of days in our group. And it's helped some new people, some new Diamond members. Congratulations to all of you that picked up on the Diamond membership, which, by the way, we have a few available at 4K. But yeah, and I know, squirrel, I'm all over the place right now because so much in my mind. I can't get it all out. But Coach teaches us the right way with that live open mic. We not only can watch him trade, but he focuses more on training. Like I just said, we focus on process over profits. Well, Coach focuses on training over trading. That helps the group as a whole because why? It could possibly explain why he's created over 15 millionaires out of people who had no prior day trading experience. They caught on to his strategy, used it, stuck to his rules, protected their capital, and now they have 7-figure incomes, right? They fired their 9-to-5 jobs, which, by the way, is our subject for tomorrow. So just a heads up for that. That's going to be really good. But yeah, so one of the things that Coach teaches us about is you can get bored in trades. You can have a situation where you're just searching. You're just searching for a trade, just looking for something to get into, right? And you have to learn how to curb that appetite. You have to learn how to be patient and wait for proper setups to happen. And that can create boredom. Well, if you're bored, go find something else to do. Write a book, make a video, go work out, walk your dog, take a walk around the block, do something to keep yourself mentally and physically occupied, because waiting for a trade, if you can't stand the boredom of waiting for a trade, then you're going to be impatient and you're going to end up losing a lot of money. A lot of people try to create trades out of nothing that's there because they're bored and they want to be in a trade. But trades aren't always there to be had, right? So you got to learn how to watch that, right? Better yet, how about I let Coach himself explain it better?
Boredom is a killer of accounts, everybody in the room. Like today, I'll be up $10,000, $20,000. I'll get bored later, give it back, right? We've got to really be mindful of that. You get bored, you're like, oh, and then you listen, after a while, everything looks like a good setup. That's the scary part, right? You get bored. Stay away from it. Just seriously, when you're done, when you've collected, you don't get to, this is why I say, get in, get green, and get out. Isn't that my mantra? When you are done, you are done. That doesn't mean come back and trade again later. Oh, you know what? I got some time at lunch. Get out. Stay out. Go watch a training video, right? Go dig into some training and education we have. Stay out of the market.
So there's the man himself telling you that is a recipe for disaster. And you saw how frustrated the guy was there. How many traders, have gone through that frustration that he had, slamming the laptop down if you didn't throw it across the room, right? Because you stayed in a trade either too long because you're trying to make something happen, or you got into a trade that you shouldn't have been in to begin with because it was in the middle of chop and it immediately went against you. And when you got out to try to go the other way, it immediately reversed and went right back the way you were just sitting in, right? Over and over and over, death by 1,000 cuts. That's what happens when you get bored and you start over trading. And with that, I think I just heard the doorbell. Hold on one second. Hey, James, what's happening?
Miss Dawn, how are you today?
I'm good. Let me get the background here. How you doing?
Oh, just fabulous.
Sweet. Let's see here. Oh, there we go.
Say, dang, somebody got the big head.
But yeah, so that is what we're going over tonight. I was just telling everybody that we're going over boredom and how to basically how boredom causes overtrading, and Coach, that video I just played was Coach himself saying about how, just get out of the market, go watch some training videos. Go practice, go paper trade if you have to trade. You know what I mean? So there's all kinds of ways, and I'm going to pull up some slides and we'll go over a few of them right here.
Or just, sit and listen.
Yeah, absolutely. It helps, it helps to get you through, because with American Dream Trading, the cool thing is we have moderators, we have all kinds of members in here that are trained to continue to teach, even when Coach himself isn't in here. So we keep the learning going and we try to support each other and lift each other up. So, you know what I mean? If you're having a bad day, or if you're if you're, going through something while you're trading and you don't think we want, hey, talk about it. Don't suffer in silence. Talk about it, let it out, be transparent, and we'll try to help in the best way we can, but don't overtrade or don't revenge trade or think, oh, I've got the answers. I know what I did wrong there. I journaled it. I'm just going to go back in. No, because that's the worst time to trade, is when you've just either made a shit ton of money or you've lost a shit ton of money. You don't want to go in after you just won because you think you're invincible and you think you can do it over and over and over and over and over again. And if you can, great, that's fantastic. That means you're at a whole nother level and you don't need to be listening to me right now anyway. If you can't do that, then that means you shouldn't be trading. You need to be paper trading, right? And like James said, listening, training more than you're trading. So let me pull the slides up.
But definitely don't suffer in silence or ever feel like you're alone here. Not here.
Yeah, because you're not. All right, so boredom causes overtrading. Okay, why boredom triggers overtrading? Why does that happen? Well, your mind is always wanting something to do, right? So your mind looks for action, not quality. It's just looking for something to do. It's looking for something to get in. And you're throwing spaghetti up against the wall to see if it sticks. You're gambling. You're not making sure it's a proper setup, right? Have you noticed that? Have you ever done this, James? I know I have.
Oh yeah.
So that's not a practice that you want to keep going. Otherwise, you won't be trading for very long. Impulse replaces strategy. A lot of people, especially newer traders, are impulsive. They think they see a setup and then it turns around and switches direction on them. That's because they either didn't chart it out or they charted it out and they're ignoring their lines because they're focused on their P&L and not actually watching the chart, right? Chasing movement instead of setups. Chop is not movement, gang. Chop is not movement. Chop is simply what it is. Chop. It's a hamster wheel. It's just going round and round and round, and it's not going anywhere, right? It's not going up. It's not going down. Let me ask you a question, James. When's the best time for a stock trader to make money?
The best
when the
time?
stock's doing what? When the stock's doing what? How is it behaving?
When it's picked one direction.
And when it's choppy, that's exactly what it's not doing it. It's not choosing a direction. So why are you trading it?
Well,
Doesn't make sense.
My mind goes to, and maybe it's because I spend so much time in the pre-market, but we get those ones that pop, and you chase it. You see, it's running. It's had 3 good candles. It's running hard. I'll get in now, and it'll continue up. And no, it pulls back against you to breathe and find support.
Hold on one.
That wasn't the setup.
I like that you said that because I got a chart.
And some people may be able to get, in and out in the same candle. But if your mechanics are not on point, that's easier said than done.
Okay. Let's look at this real quick. A prime example of what James was just talking about.
You got to move your slide. Baby.
Yeah. Yep. Is this right here? See this here? That's Apple yesterday. Apple started out like gangbusters. Matter of fact, this is the 2 minute. Hold on 1 second. Because the 1 minute is going to tell the story even better. Okay. All right, so yesterday, Apple took off like a bat out of hell right out the gate. See these three candles? That's a huge gamma candle. And it had been riding flat all throughout the pre-market. So when you saw this and you saw the 9 cross over the 21, right? Look at that. Juicy. Because remember, you're not seeing, matter of fact, let's do that. You're not seeing any of that yet. All you see is this, right? And oh, next candle, right? Then, oh, okay, all right. The way this is going, there's no doubt it's going to break that level. And then womp, womp, womp. And womp, womp, womp. And womp, womp, womp. It never broke that level, not for a long time. And the volume slowly but surely went out. But look how it started. Look how it started, gang. So to James's point, you don't know, right? You don't know. So you have got to take your time and play the waiting game. This is another reason why Coach says you might want to get to know a couple of different stocks, right? Because if you didn't, if you didn't want to trade Apple, because I mean, gang, look how long this thing consolidated. I mean, it's hours that this happened. If that don't build patience, I don't know what will. And who wants to sit there and watch that? But you don't know. The problem is you don't know when it's going to break out to the downside or the upside, which it ultimately had a little bit of a breakout to the downside. Not a whole hell of a lot, but enough to make a few pennies on, right? So you don't know. And it went down, but it was a wonky, stair-steppy, choppy down. So in options contracts, that's like the kiss of death, because every time it starts fluctuating back in the other direction, and it looks like it's going down, but look at it, right?
Yeah.
Up, down, up, down, up, down.
It may overall be down, but being choppy at the same time as the theta is eating up your premium. You're up and down and up and down.
And you can't gain any momentum.
Yep.
So you definitely don't want to just take at face value and try to create trades throughout this here, because it's just not happening. You could have thought, okay, here we go. We're back in business. She's going up, gotten into this before it broke this level, because we talk about the problem. Let's talk about the solution. Break and hold, guys. Break and hold to the 10th power with some volume, with some oomph, with some chutzpah. Breaking through that level like it means it. Huh?
She said chutzpah.
Chutzpah. Breaking through that like it's got some chutzpah, and it is gone. Not this crap, right? This is not giving you anything. But yet and still, we continue to trade this stuff. We continue to beat our heads against a wall and try to make lemonade out of these lemons when it's not giving you that. And it's like, no, I want to trade. Give me a trade, damn it. Right?
Yeah, sometimes when life gives you lemons, you make a whiskey sour.
Yeah, you do. Go to TradingView, hit replay, and play something from another day that already happened, and practice your mechanics if you got to do something, if you want to trade that bad. Because even if you try to paper trade this, it's still going to be the same outcome. It ain't giving you nothing. So go back and find something else to do. Watch videos or something, Either way, don't let boredom cause you to overtrade.
How to prevent overtrading. Trade your plan, not your mood. Set entry rules and wait for them. Use alerts so you're not staring at charts.
So that helps.
Attention.
Hey. That helps, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you don't want to be staring at the chart. Well, set an alert. You can set it on your phone. You don't have to sit at your computer. Set an alert on your phone to let you know when it is broken to the upside, past where you wanted to break or broke into the downside. That's what they're there for. So, don't trade your mood. Don't trade your P&L. We had a gentleman that was transparent enough to come talk to us this morning in the group. And he said, yeah, I'm in a spiral where I don't like losing, right? Well, first of all, losing is a part of trading, but he said, I don't like losing. And that's all I've been doing. I've been, 50 here, 200 there, 100 there, and it's adding up. And I'm revenge trading, going after stuff. So that is part of what sparked tonight's aftermarket, because I myself have been caught up in those moments where I'm trading shop and I'm thinking, like what we just looked at with Apple, I'm thinking it's going in a certain direction, but it's eating my contracts up, right? Every time it has a huge pullback. So you got to learn how to manage those emotions, gang. Got to learn how to manage those emotions.
Well, and that's something else trying to trade chop. Even the best still have red days trading chop because you can't specifically control the fill.
Yeah.
If it's chop, the volume's low, that, okay, you may be in the green, you're up 2 cents and you try to get rid of it, but it doesn't sell out and then it drops 5 cents. Well, now you're at the red. So, okay, so let's say you try to do a market. Well, that's just going to sell you out at that 5 cent loss instead of the 2 cent green, because if it doesn't get picked up the second you click the button, you're going to get whatever it does decide to fill it at.
Absolutely. So, and
I can't tell you how many times I've done that. No, when I clicked the button, it was green, damn it.
Oh, and don't do it on Robinhood. Because they will, however many contracts you have, that's the fill you're going to get. And it's always going to go back to the house. So if you think that you're going to sidestep, paying for expensive contracts and go get 20 of the 2 cent contracts over an IWM where it's just spinning its wheels and not giving you any type of traction. If you say, well, the hell with, I'm just going to go ahead and break even, and you close out that contract, guess what Robinhood is taking? How many contracts did you get? $20.
Yeah.
They will, however amount of contracts you got, they're gonna take that back as I don't know what. I mean, that's way more than slippage. That's highway robbery.
Yep. Right? That's the thought process that leads to.
That is robbery. That's way more. That's the slippage. 10 cents. I'll give it $1, right? $10. Come on. However many contracts you have, that's what your slippage is set at.
Right.
And if it goes against you 2 cents, then you just lost $40. If you made $140, by the time you close that contract, you'll see 100 of it. So you got to be very careful, especially with brokers like that do that type of underhanded stuff, because that's wrong. Right. That's why I stopped getting multiple contracts with them. I just, okay, you'll get $1. You will get $1 at a time. If it goes up 10 cents, then that's $10. If it pulls back, you'll get what? $2, $3, not 20 or 30. So
there you go.
Oh yeah. They cheap.
Healthy habits to stay focused. Take scheduled breaks. Step away after each trade. Review your checklist before trading.
Okay, so this is what I tried to tell this young man this morning. Take a break. Take a break. You know what I mean, Jack? Get away from it. Because that's the only true way to reset your palate. I know I've had to do it a couple times, right? Where you don't trade at all. I mean, not even paper trade.
Yeah.
Because paper trading is like drinking O'Doul's beer or decaffeinated coffee. You're still, you're still having the taste for that. And if you're not completely resetting and going back to ground zero, then your mind is still reeling in those trades, even if they're paper, especially if you're doing it right. If you're doing it right, then you're treating your paper trade like it's a real account. Your mind is still trading. Get it away from trading is what I was trying to tell him. You know, take a and if it's hard, here's the deal. Here's how you measure that out. As hard as it is for you to step away, that means you are so far gone that you can't step away. What is that telling you? You're out of control. That right there should be telling you you're out of control. If you can't bring yourself to step away from trading for a couple days, something's wrong. You're addicted. You're in a spiral and you need to walk away.
It can be very addictive.
Yep, absolutely it can. So if you can't do that, then that means you're already so deep in it that you really need to take a chill pill. Right? You more than anybody else, right? You it's like, okay, the fact that I can't lets me know that I'm probably the one that needs to more than anybody else. Walk away from this shit right now.
Well, and it can go both ways too. You can get addicted, you know, if you're constantly greening, constantly winning, it can be very addictive because you just want more and more and more. If you get on a losing streak, you can get addicted to it too because I'm going to get it back. I'm going to get it back. I'm not tolerating this. I'm not putting up with this. I'm going to get it back. And you like Handy Homeowner says, it's a spiral, downward spiral that it hurts.
That's what we're talking about.
And sadly enough, for most, you have to hit rock bottom before it really sinks in.
Yeah. And then that's when it's time to call in the reinforcements, if there are any, right? I feel so bad for anybody that's gotten caught up in, that downward spiral where they, just can't seem to control themselves, right? Because I've been there, I've been through it, and you don't even know who you are anymore. So, you just got to take a step away from it. Don't even watch training videos. I've even heard coach say, just get the hell away from it for a minute. Take a couple of days off, right? Technically, coach wants you to take 30 days off. Maybe that's because that's how long it takes to get that addiction out of you, right? Because you're at that point. And it's like, I am comparing it to addiction because of other substances, because it is a form of addiction. It is gambling if you turn it into that. If you keep going back in and you're losing money, that's what a gambler does. And gambling is an addiction. They have Gamblers Anonymous for people who can't stop gambling. So it is a mindset that you need to be very, very careful of. And if you fall into it, you gotta get some help. You gotta talk to the group, let them know what's going on. We're a support group too. Let us know what's going on, talk your way through it, and step away from it for a while, right? So you can clear your mind, so you can start to actually hear what we're telling you about how to work your way out of the funk that you're in. Because you're not going to hear it when you're deep in the thick of it. It's going to go in this here and go right out there. All you want is that next trade, that next hit, that next fix. Because you got to get that money back. So, need to recognize when the party's over and let it go.
Well, Miss Dawn, real quick.
Is that B?
That's B.
Bubba.
You gonna say hi?
It'd be real nice to see him, James. I mean, what's going on with the camera, bruh?
Technical difficulties.
Hi, Brandon. Hopefully you can hear me. Hi, baby.
Yeah, he said thank you because he heard everybody wish him happy birthday yesterday.
Yeah, happy birthday. Hopefully you had fun.
Oh yeah.
What'd you
He
guys
chose.
do?
I let them. That's kind of a thing in the house. Is everybody's birthday. They pick their birthday dinner, be it something I cook or if they want to go somewhere. He decided he wanted Chinese buffet last night. So yeah.
Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. Hold on. We got a special guest. Oh, man. Where have you been? Hold on. Damn it. I can't get the thing to work. All right, here we go. Hey, you.
Milk money.
Milk money in the house, everybody. If you know who Milk Money is.
I think you muted, huh?
Are you muted? I think you're muted. We can't hear you. Uh-oh.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Can
we
you
can
hear
now.
me?
Yep.
Stupid. I forgot how to do this.
Oh, what's going on?
Nothing.
Not a damn thing.
Oh, not a damn thing. No, just doing the thing, right? Like, what are we doing? We're talking about boredom.
We are talking about how boredom causes overtrading, which ends up ultimately leading to blowing up your account.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
the addiction that comes along with that. Because if you're overtrading, you're falling into that mindset that I can't stop.
Yeah.
Got any words for us?
No.
But what the hell are you doing here?
No. No, I mean, it is what it is, right? Like, we all do it. We've all done it. And we have two choices. We can either learn from it or we can let it consume us, and for most people, they let it consume them because they continue to do it over and over and over again. For the other side of that, you get people who can overcome it, and then we have to sit back, and I've fallen into this myself. Then I have to sit back and I have to remind myself why I'm here. And I have to treat this like a business. This isn't a playground, right? Like this isn't, you just sit in an office in a cubicle and you punch in every day. No, this is live shit. This is like real stuff.
Right.
So we have to make a choice, so boredom happens, that's why I like futures. It keeps me busy. I don't have to sit here and wonder what I'm going to be doing next. There's always something that I could be either watching, training, paper trading, or sitting back and learning, which we've all said here today.
Yeah.
But it all goes hand in hand. And we ourselves have to have the discipline enough to be able to identify when we've overdone it and not.
I just heard the attention, James. Did you hear it?
Yeah, I ain't shutting that off. The last time I did that, I couldn't figure out how to fix it to make it come back.
I've missed it.
He talked that up. He just did that. He said we were talking about setting alerts instead of staring at the screen, and he said attention, and that brought back memories. And here you are, and here it is. But yeah, it can get dangerous because you can really put yourself in a financial hole big time. You know what I mean?
We do that to ourselves, though. I feel like we don't have to do that to ourselves. If we get into trades for the wrong reason, that's when that happens, and we have that happen all the time. Like, I mean, I've done it to myself. I have put myself in positions like that before. Like, you got to come in here and do this. And I can't remember who it was this morning. I said somebody mentioned, they were struggling or something, or I don't remember what the cause was this morning, but we talked about it again. Like, we have to start our day, whether we're going to be bored or not, and be able to make the choices to either train, trade, sit on our hands, whatever. But we also have to remember, like, how bad do we actually want this? Like, how much work are we actually willing to do to get to where we want to be? Because sitting here, to be fair, sitting here poking our ass, like, isn't gonna get this figured out. Like, you got to put in the work, right? And We can't half-ass it. Like we blow things up when we half-ass it.
Yeah.
You know, and we have to have the willingness to come in here and do the work. And number one, and this is my absolute that I stand by 110%, we have to make time for the things that we need to do to be able to achieve it. And if we don't make the time to do so, other things will come in our way and will overshadow what we're actually really here for.
Right.
So I treat this like a business. I do not allow shit to get in my way. I can't. I won't let it happen, and it'll continue to move forward. And that's how it has to be viewed. I can't. And call it discipline, call it whatever, but it's livelihood, you know?
Yeah.
It's livelihood. I don't have time to sit here and bullshit. No. I need to get in here, get that breaking hold off the 9 and get the fuck out. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Respect my authority.
I mean, really though, like it's not a joke, right? Like that's what we're here for. You know, I got probably like 10,000 videos I probably should go look at, you know, and train on instead of sitting here, right? That's a part of business. You know,
it's part of your training.
Yeah. But yeah, trading is boring. That's why I sit in futures, because I if I didn't, I would lose my mind too. I feel it. If something's not running, I'm gonna find something that is.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, we go hunting, right? We go hunting for that thing that's running. But why? You know, why not just go do something else? Why not just shut the shit down and go do something else for the day if there's no trade, right?
Yeah.
Well, and Angie, you remember back before you started futures?
Yeah. What about it?
Trading shares.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But, you know, for whatever reason though, because I remember when you came in and you started there seemed to be a lot more volume in the pre-market than there is in the last couple of months.
Yeah, when I almost blew my account up, I took a step back and I went back to hot stocks. I went back right back where I started. You know, I mean, I'm no different than anybody else is. I just got to have the willingness to keep going.
So you actually went back to hot stocks?
I did.
I don't blame you, because that's familiar training ground. That's what you know, and that's what you were good at, and it's how you initially built your account. So what better way to go rebuild it?
It also wasn't even a rebuilding factor. It was a reminder. It was it was taking me back to where I started. It took me back to why I came here in the first place. It took me a step back into rewriting my story, you know, of where it all started. And I didn't stay in hot stocks long, but I took it down to the basics. If I'm going to train people, because, you know, I was a moderator for a while, and I still help with training and stuff when it's needed and questions get asked. But if I'm going to be a trainer and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to show people what we're taught on a regular basis, I also have to follow that. So that means I have to take a step back, which I did. Hot stocks, cleared all my charts, redid that again. Joined VIP room again, which I hadn't been in months and months. Sat in there, just like we tell people to do. Listened to Palm, listened to the crew in VIP. Went to breakouts. Did exactly what we tell people to do before I went back into futures. Because I know where futures is my home, right? So, but if I'm going to tell people that they got to do something, I got to do it too.
Yeah.
And if I can't do that, then I have zero business opening up this mic and saying anything.
That's right. You got to live it, you know?
Absolutely.
You got to live it.
But to add to that, though, not only do you have to live it, you actually have to be honest with yourself when you're doing it.
Yep, absolutely. I tell you what, that is one of the reasons why I stick wholeheartedly to IWM when I trade, because I know that stock now. I know it like the back of my hand, and I feel comfortable in it. I get one contract. Most I'll pay for a contract is $20. And it's like, I don't even care. It's not about the money. It's about watching the stock and actually paying attention to it like we're taught to do. Going in such a small position size that if I lost or won, it really wouldn't matter, right? I'm in it to see what IWM does, how it reacts to on the chart. How it, when it breaks and holds the 9, how long does it usually stay above the 9 when it breaks, right? If it's near a key level, where's the path of least resistance, right? So I'm charting it, I'm looking at it, and I'm only focused on making green trades. For a long time, that wasn't the case. And I know for a lot of people, they go through that, especially when you're new, because you don't know how to get yourself out of that funk, out of that mental funk, right? You have to have that puke point where you just lost so much money and you're just in a situation where you're just your back is against the wall, where it's like either quit and walk away from it because you can't do it, or put your nose to the grindstone and figure out how to build some damn patience, and do the things that you're supposed to do. Follow the rules, protect your capital. Don't jump in there with a bunch of money. It's not rocket science, but it really is mental rocket science once you've been in it. It's the reason why 95% of traders don't make it. It's hard as shit. It's hard. It's hard. So, but it's all perspective too, right? It's hard if you see it as hard, and if you make it hard. You're the one, like you just said, Ange, you're the one making it hard on yourself. Mm-hmm. By not following the rules, right? So
yeah, sometimes we have to be willing to, part of my personal growth that I attest for, and I have had to really dive into and really just remind myself through all the tribes and tribulations over the last year, with business, with personal, with all the things, right? Is I got to be okay with looking in the mirror.
Yeah.
And being all right with the choices I made yesterday. I have to be able to do that. That's my conviction to myself, right? So that comes into my day trading when I come in here, and and I'm sitting in front of these charts and I'm going through my checklist of what I do each day before I ever set a trade. That checklist is important. How I interacted with the people that I interact with. How was that? Am I good with how I was with those individuals? Is there something I need to work on? Is there something that's bothering me that, maybe I came off a little on the sour side with other people? Mm-hmm. Did I take that into a trade? Did somebody hear me say something that they maybe shouldn't have, that wasn't meant for them? I have to be okay with the situations I put myself into. So I had to be okay with that. I have to. And that goes in line with my day trading, because if not everything is aligning, which I've always talked about, if I'm not aligned in all areas of my life, my trading's going to be shit. It's going to be awful. And somewhere along the lines, I'm going to get greedy. I'm going to think I'm amazing. I'm going to have a huge ego. I'm going to blow my shit up. I'm going to feel like I don't need to do any more training. We have to remember to do all those things. And I tell the futures group all the time, I will never be a master trader, period. I will never be a master scalper. I will never be mastered in anything, ever. I will always be a student. I will always be a student. And I will always look at it that way. It doesn't matter what it is. Mm-hmm. Because I'm always up for improvement. Doesn't matter what the case is.
We're students of life, right? Always and forever, right?
Yeah, because if you become a master, then you're just
every day.
What's that, James?
I've always said that myself. You should learn something new every day.
Yep. That's one of the first things I say in my prayer when I say prayers in the morning. Thank you for making me better than I was yesterday, and that's just something that I strive to do mentally before anything else, because it all starts from there, right? So
Yeah, if we're not good with ourselves, we're not going to be good for other people.
That's right.
You know, that's why, like, I disappeared for a while. I had to regroup, and I had to remember who I was before all the things, you know, and I had to remember that, and I had to recoup those things, and I had to keep grinding too, because life happens and you have to keep going. Like, there are no other options. There isn't.
You know what? I applaud you because you're back. You got back on it. Like I was telling, brush your shoulders off, get back on the horse. You know what I mean? And you did that. So that right there lets you know that you're bigger than trading, right? You got what it takes to be successful in the long term because you came back. And you're like, okay, you know what? Round 2, bitch.
There's 300 other people that are experiencing the same thing, whether they say it or not, you know. And so that's why you come back, you know. You know, like, I think my dad calls it being like the comeback kid, whatever. I don't look at it that way. I look at it as, you know, I have a duty, and that duty that I have is for myself and for my children to see that you can take a step back and you can come back 100 times better than you were when you left.
Yeah.
You know, and you can regrow, and you can definitely come back so much stronger and so much harder, but you have to be willing to do the work. And so many people don't want to do the work. They just don't. Or they want to do the work, but they want to take the easy way out to get there, and we all know that doesn't work either.
Nope.
So
there are no shortcuts.
There are none.
Period.
Those shortcuts will find you.
Yep, they will come back and bite you in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes, they will.
Did you hear Richard today with the charting?
No. Nope. I'm sure it was fantastic. What was that? Was that in a breakout room?
No, he was just in the regular. He did a breakout. What was today? Yeah, he did a breakout, but he came back in, and there was a guy who had a question about charting. And I started him on talking about how Richard did it symmetrically, and lo and behold, Richard comes in, and I mean, he gave a master class in charting. And all you could do was think, wow. All I kept thinking to myself was, I will never, ever, ever stop learning something new in this game. This is crazy. I never thought of it from the angle that and I think it was recorded too. So, but yeah. Just where he puts his lines and why he puts them there, it's phenomenal. And it showed you something about the stocks because they respect these lines that he showed us how to do. And, you know, that's just another facet. There's so many facets to this thing that you never stop learning, and you don't know what you don't know until you hear it. And you're like, okay, I didn't know that, you know, and then you start taking that and implementing it. But you don't want to get analysis paralysis and you know what I mean? Pick the things you can use that you can use on a limited basis and get good with those, and then add in, you know. So, and everybody's time frame is different. So, some people get consistent with this in 3 years. Some people do it in 2, 1, 6. It don't matter, as long as you know that you are struggling in the areas that you're struggling in, and you take the steps to fix it. You journal like religiously, whether it's electronic, whether it's just a regular pad and paper, you know, journal. That has helped me so much because I wasn't really doing it. And just to be able to go back over my thoughts, and I'm like, I saw so many errors, you know, in what I was doing. And I'm like, wow, you know, no wonder I had been losing money because I wasn't even thinking about the damn chart. I wasn't even thinking about the trade. All I was focused on was making $200 for that day or $500, whatever. I was focused on money all the time, you know? So, but being in a situation where you're struggling can cause that. So it's between a rock and a hard place, right? Because you put yourself there, and then you're trying to get out of it, but you just keep putting yourself deeper and deeper and deeper. So it's a nasty spiral, and I don't wish that on anybody, you know, and you have to fight and get out of it. So But yeah, man, damn, Ange, this is like old times, baby girl.
I know. Don't get used to it.
I'm not. But it's real nice that you popped in and nice to see you. I missed you.
Yeah, I like to lay low. I do. I like the quiet. I'm back in the days where I think I use the analogy. I'm usually the girl that sits in the back of the classroom chewing her hair, just paying attention. That's about it. I love sitting back in that corner, and I don't have I don't like the spotlight.
I was about to say you got thrust into the spotlight. And
yeah, I mean, listen, like I have so many things to be grateful for, right? Like because of ADT. I have so many things. I could give you the laundry list of things of that my life has that I've been able to create and that has come in my life. And it is all because of ADT. You know, it is literally because I decided one day that I wanted to try to make some extra cash for manicures and freaking coffee, you know, and I'm able to afford to live on my own now. And I'm able to afford to do the things that I want to do with my life. And I don't have to have someone else like telling me what I can do and what I can't do. Like I get to live that life. You know, that's because of ADT. It's because I've put in the work here to be able to learn a skill that nobody, and I said this a long time ago too, nobody can take a skill away from me that I have learned.
That's right.
Have it all, take all the shit, take all the things, wipe me clean of everything I've ever owned in my life. Go for it. Because the one thing that they cannot take away is a skill that I learned here, not anywhere else, but here. And because of that, I'm able to rebuild a life from scratch. And I'm so very grateful for that, right? And then, you know, to add to that too, like I have a partner now too, who understands the grind, understands the work, the time, the energy that goes into building brick by brick, one brick at a time, over and over again. I'm able to do that as well. And this person understands that too. So having it all come back full circle, right? I'm so very grateful. So
that is awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, James, you got anything you want to add before we go ahead and get out of here? Because I think this was a powerful session tonight.
No, I say thank you, Ange. It's really good to see you again, and
refreshing.
Really grateful to hear from you. I think she just Irish you.
My girl, she wouldn't be her if she didn't do the Irish goodbye, right? So that was like, hey, here's one for you. I got you, baby. I got you. See you. Thank you for coming on. It was a blessing to have you on here. It was awesome. I'm going to go ahead and end tonight's session with Coach's Rules, but not before I say hi to everybody down there in the chat, because I did not do that. And I want to let you all know that I appreciate you all being here. Coming on. It was a blessing to have. Let's lower that. So, Chart and Soul, hi, honey. That is our very own Maria. Handy Homemaker, thank you for being here. Yep. Have to find something to be thankful for. Yeah, absolutely. James L., my co-pilot, as usual. Whether he feels like being here or not, I appreciate you, brother. Kanaton, welcome. Thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate you. Drewski! What up, Drewski? I love the name Drewski. Pebbles, how you doing, baby? Mustang Chris, welcome. Thank you for being here, man. Felt like by doing it more, I would learn to do it right. Can't do it right if I don't practice. Right. Practice or try. But doing the wrong stuff over and over, ooh, doesn't help either. See, there you go. And, you know, curbing the cut for a quick second, got to address that. That's huge. Because how do you, James, do me a favor, mute your mic, baby. Thank you. How do you practice and not want to just go ahead and trade? How do you paper trade? How do you go through the motions and not want to earn the money because you hear it constantly happening around you, right? But at the end of the day, walking away from it might be the best thing that ever happened. You heard Ann, she literally had to walk away from it for a while. That's the best way to reset. Coach says it all the time. Get away for a month if you need to, right? Get into the books of it. Don't actively try to paper trade or trade, because if you constantly keep feeding that, then you're going to keep doing the same wrong stuff over and over. Step away and pan out and look at it from afar. And you'll see you stuck at that computer trying to make a trade, and you'll be standing there yourself that is better now after having stepped away from it and say, damn, look at you. That's what I was doing. You'll look at your computer and say, damn, it would have been a time when I would have had to be there right then and there. I would have been over there looking at that and running and trying to get that. And I feel like different right now. I feel removed from that. That will happen when you step away from it. And you have to embrace that and go back in with a clear head. You can't keep doing it while you're in it. It don't work. It just does not work. So very good point, Handy Homemaker. Handy Homeowner. I always call him Handy Homemaker. Yeah. That's why you don't buy the money. That's right. You don't buy out of the money because you will end up being on a hamster wheel. You won't get anywhere. Ken Mayfield. So Ken, I have not given everybody yet the pleasure of hearing the entire Aftermarket song. So I'm going to go. I have that downloaded. I just, I was being selfish. I just edited for the intro, but I want everybody to hear the whole thing. So I'm going to pull it in Restream. So tomorrow night we can hear that. I'm going to play it for everybody because that's an amazing song. There's way more lyrics to it than what you get to hear. And I'm going to let everybody hear that. And I was waiting to see if you came back in the chat so I could say that. So yeah, cool beans. So we'll do that tomorrow, buddy. And thanks again for it. It's an amazing song. Pappy D, what's going on, Pappy D? Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here, Artelon. Diesel Dan, thank you, everybody. Appreciate you so much for coming in here. And there's that damn darn cricket again. Darn cricket. What you doing, man? Look, they even got Ange. What is that? 41223. Oh my God. What is going on with YouTube with these names? Anywho, I think I got everybody. And if I missed you, sorry. Thank you for being here too. I think. All right, gang. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I'm going to end with Coach's rules. Let me find that. And like we said, don't revenge trade. Don't trade out of boredom because you just have to be trading. When you find yourself getting in that zone, it's time to step away, right? Time to step away and reevaluate. But James, have a good night, man.
You too, Miss Dawn. See you bright and early.
All right, honey. Peace and blessings, y'all.
You guys remember all the rules. You must follow all of them. Not some. You don't get to sprinkle in your own and leave mine out. You must follow all the rules. Always have a stop loss in each and every trade. If you're a new trader, make sure you are simulate trading only using a paper account. I don't want anybody losing their money while you are in training. Make sure you guys are using small position sizes. This will allow you to let those runners run and stop out the losers. Again, stops on every trade, regardless of shares, options, futures, or crypto. Make sure you guys are journaling every single day. It's one of the most important pieces of what we do on top of the risk management so that you can help assess what you are doing and make the changes that you need to do. Don't trade in the first 30 minutes or the last hour of the day if you're a new trader. And if you are an experienced trader, please be careful the first 3 minutes or the last 8 minutes of the trading day.
I was stuck in the cycle, just spinning my wheels, chasing time, losing sleep, forgetting how to feel. Dreams collecting dust on a shelf in my mind, till I found a spark, a way to realign. Not just numbers, charts, or lines on a screen. It was a mirror that showed who I could be. American dream training, you opened the door, gave me the tools, now I'm asking for more. No more waiting for life to decide. You gave me the pen so I can rewrite. From fear to focus, from doubt to drive, I found my strength, now I'm alive. You didn't just teach me to trade, you helped me rewrite my life. Used to think I missed my chance, too late to change, but you showed me growth lies outside the cage. Now I'm building something real, not just getting by, flipping setbacks into fuel, reaching for the sky. You said mindset first, and now I see success starts with who you believe you can be. American dream training, you opened the door, gave me the tools, now I'm asking for more. No more waiting for life to decide. You gave me the pen so I could rewrite. From fear to focus, from doubt to drive, I found my strength, now I'm alive. You didn't just teach me to trade, you helped me rewrite my life. It's not about luck, it's learning to lead, turning every loss into a seed. Now I grow with every rise and fall, standing tall, no dreams too small. American dream being traded, you show me the way, turn my dark into light, my night into day. Now I'm writing my future in my own hand, with purpose, with power, with a brand new plan. From stuck to soaring, from fear to flight, you helped me rewrite my life. Yeah, I'm trading more than stocks, I'm trading pain for pride. Thanks to the dream, now rewrite my life. Welcome to the aftermarket party where we hang free.